and I'm here with Mark McBride-Wright, who is the founder of EqualEngineers. Mark, tell us a bit more about EqualEngineers.
EqualEngineers connects employers with diverse talent in engineering and technology. I set the business up 6 years ago, but I earned what I call my rainbow stripes for diversity in engineering when I set up my prior organisation, EqualEngineering. So this is the UK's largest cross-sector network for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer or questioning engineers, LGBTQ+. And whilst working in industry, actually, so I'm a chartered chemical engineer by background who specialised in health and safety. So used to help businesses get their safety case, their licenses to operate. So know a lot about physical safety, something that I'd imagine, given what LEEA do, a lot of your members are familiar with, that need for engineers to go home safe at night and minimise risks and hazards in the workplace. So set up a network for LGBTQ+ engineers and grew that to a certain size, had regional networks around the UK, had people coming to our events, networking events, socials, panel discussions, generating resources for the industry to use, open source, freely available. But I saw that it was driving a very narrow conversation. The conversation was very focused on, are we going to fly some rainbow flags for Pride Month? Are we going to do a lunch and learn on X, Y, and Z topic? It wasn't really leading to the much needed conversations on how to support same-sex couples in the workplace, how to support trans engineers when they maybe want to transition in the workplace. Topics that even in the last year have become even more polarized since EqualEngineering was founded. So 6 years ago, saw a need to broaden out and create a brand that would apply equal focus to each strand of diversity in engineering. And that's where EqualEngineers came about. So since setting it up, we've ran careers fairs, conferences, we run the Engineering Talent Awards, we do recruitment. So we've got an active recruitment service that we just started this year. And then we do training and consulting. So I deliberately describe the organisation EqualEngineers as that because there's no point in attracting in the culture of tomorrow if we're not going to retain the talent that we have now. And engineering actually has one of the highest attrition rates of any sector. So we do a lot of work in helping engineering businesses try something different on diversity, equity, and inclusion.
It's an absolutely fascinating network, and kudos to you for creating EqualEngineers. How many actual members do you have that you support?
We work across the country, and to give you we're not actually a membership organisation per se yet. It is something we're considering a shift to for 2024. But to give you an idea of scale, we've worked with over 150 engineering organisations. Some they come to our careers fairs. We're running 9 careers fairs this year in October, November, all around the UK, and all the way through to some where we help write their diversity strategy. We're maybe on a retainer to deliver leadership training development. Our 2 core signature training sessions get used as part of a broader leadership development course. Our careers fairs last year, we ran 6 and we attracted 2,500 opportunity seekers across each of those events, which it's quality over quantity. We're sector specific, so the candidates coming along want jobs in engineering, and they're smaller in size. We typically have 15 to 20 exhibitors because that's more inclusive for people with sensory impairments or people who just, might find a big event overwhelming. We've also got a student development program. It's called our Pathways program, sponsored by the UK Atomic Energy Authority, Rolls-Royce, Network Rail, McLaren Racing, Airbus, SSE. They're our 6 founding partners. And when we launched the program, we had over 800 students who applied, and we could only take on 100 or so in our first cohort due to the number of mentors that we had. And what we do is we enroll the students in a one-to-one mentoring relationship for 6 months, November to April. And then in that time, they get to meet an engineer from industry. It's a digital process, so they do it virtually. And we also run insight sessions, site tours with our clients, and they also get access to employability training on our online learning platform. So the idea is that by reciprocally mentoring a white 50-year-old male engineer with a young female engineer who may have maybe neurodivergent or whatever, we're starting to like challenge the biases that generations hold about one another, because we're going to have an intergenerational workforce that will deliver net zero in the next 20 to 30 years. So that's another bias that we're having to sort of break down. And we're focused on Generation Z right now, but I look at my son and daughter, they're Generation Alpha, and they're going to be entering the workplace in 2040 onwards. And you need to be thinking that far ahead in what we're doing now.
When is the next careers fair?
So the next careers fair will start in Bristol on the 4th of October. So if you go to careersfairs.equalengineers.com, that has the 9 events that we have happening for 2023.
And will you be doing anything for Gay Pride? I know it's celebrated in London on July the 1st.
So Engineering was the cross-sector network group that I originally founded. We're bringing it in to EqualEngineers to be managed as a fully fledged cross-sector network group. And we have Engineering has a walking presence at Pride. So we're going to have 80 tickets. So they're all gone. We've allocated them all. So we'll have 80 engineers marching in Pride in London this year. I believe we're also entering Manchester Pride as well. In the past, we've done prides like Bristol, Birmingham as well. So yes, we will be there.
And of course, you've got some news yourself. Tell us about that.
So I found out, that's actually here, it was on His Majesty's service. I got a letter through the post about a month ago informing me that I've received an MBE for my services to diversity, equity and inclusion in engineering, which is amazing to see the work being recognised at that level. It builds on the recognition I received last year in 2022 when I won the Rook Award from the Royal Academy of Engineering, which is for an individual or a small team for their work in promoting engineering to the public. So I attended a ceremony in London and received it from Princess Anne in 2022. So the MBE only but builds on that, and it gives me validity that the work that we're doing is actually having an impact, and we're just going to do more and more of it.
Well, huge congratulations, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.